Welcome back. It is an effort to bring the joy of music to people in hospitals who could use a little cheering up. So joining me this morning is Pete to tell us about Musicians on Call. Pete, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
That's my pleasure to be here.
We're so happy to have you here. So tell us about Musicians on Call and how it delivers healing to people.
Sure. Musicians on Call is a charity that brings live and recorded music to the bedsides of patients in healthcare facilities. So quite literally, we bring talented musicians that go room to room to play for patients and try to make their day a little bit better. This could be children, it could be adults, it could be veterans at the VA hospital, but we're really trying to use music as a way to help people heal and get them through, which is probably one of the toughest times of their lives.
Yeah, certainly. So what is the Bedside Performance Program? Tell us more about that.
Sure. So what we do is we have volunteer guides and volunteer musicians go room to room at healthcare facilities to play for patients. Now the cool part about it is you don't have to be a musician to volunteer with us, because the volunteer guides are trained at the hospital and they take the musician room to room. And then once the musician goes into the room, they typically ask the patient what they're in the mood for, something fast or something slow, depending upon how they feel, and then play a song to the best of their ability that the patient wants to hear. And what happens after that is the real magic, because you walk into a room and someone's going through this really difficult time, and 3 or 4 minutes later, they're smiling, they're laughing, they're singing along, they're talking about a favorite memory, and you realize how much music can really do to help people heal and get through a really difficult time.
And then it's a good distraction too, because that song will likely end up stuck in their head for hours. They're singing it, throughout the day. So I can imagine, like you said, it does bring a lot of healing to patients who need it, right?
It does, and at the very least, it provides that distraction you're talking about. But at the very most, it also helps people, go back and remember some amazing things and memories in their life, as well as the science has shown that music actually helps people heal. It helps lower stress levels, helps people with pain management, and so hospitals are now really wanting us to come because they know this is actually part of the healing process. It's not just a nice thing to do, but it's helping people, heal as they're battling their injury or their illness.
Well, this is something that's done across the country, but here in New Orleans, we are in a music city. So what are the details for Musicians on Call here in New Orleans?
Sure. Well, we're just getting started here in New Orleans. There was a Wall Street Journal article about what we do, and a local business leader, Tim Gu, who has a company here called Care Rise, reached out to us and said, I want to bring Musicians on Call to New Orleans. We've got such a good, rich history in music, as well as philanthropy and people wanting to help the community. So we're starting our programs just now in kind of a pilot form at Oxnard and at UMC. And so we're looking for more volunteers, and we're hoping to launch in the next couple months, have an official big launch of the program and get off the ground and really start, spreading the joy of music to as many people as we can here in New Orleans.
And so how can people get involved? What do they need to do?
Sure. If you simply go to our website, musiciansoncall.org, you can become a volunteer. And we do need volunteers, both volunteer guides and musicians. So if anyone in the community wants to help us, we will take that help. Just go to musiciansoncall.org, and the volunteer process all starts there online. And we'd love to get people into the hospital and bringing some joy to patients.
Listen, Damon and I both have a music background. You may be seeing us going around part of this.
Well, I hope we do. We'd love to have you.
Yes, this is incredible. Pete, thank you so much. If you want more information on how to join, you can go to, again, musiciansoncall.org. This is awesome. Pete, thank you
so much.
Let's